Hey guys, welcome to Impact Radio. I'm your host, Mark Lugo. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to our page. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, welcome to Impact Radio. We're excited that you are with us today. Thank you for tuning in every week on 1100 KDRY or KDRY 1100 AM radio, also through our podcast and also through our YouTube channel. Man, your support is so valuable, and we thank you for that. I want to challenge you that if you would share our post, that you would share our video, whichever platform that you're watching on, and encourage others to join in. Man, it's $1 million when somebody joins in because you referred them to us. Because you love the content, you love the information that's being released from here, and that helps us tremendously. And we're here to help others and in their spaces of influence and what God has them doing. Today we have James Barnes, and we're going to learn more about what God's doing in his life as well as his business and what he's doing. So we're here to promote others. And so when you share, when you with that like, that comment, that subscribe button, hitting that subscribe button, it's $1 million. Trust me, we feel great about it, and it helps us a whole bunch. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you my friend James Barnes. Welcome to Impact Radio.
Right. Been here before, but I am always excited.
Yes.
Always excited. So I apologize. My excitement's
He's full of
overflowing.
energy. He has enough energy for all of us, so.
Yeah.
That's why I hang out with him, because you are who you hang out with. So
people know I'm high energy, and I wish I weren't. Sometimes I used to wish I weren't, but then I just accepted it. And then when I accepted it, and I use that in my identity, piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Well, like for instance, I don't worry about sleep. I used to. I get exhausted and I sleep. Yeah. I'm okay with that because I know I'll be refreshed and I'll get up the next time.
Oh, absolutely.
I know this, and so I don't like. If I'm on a long journey and a long mission, whatever.
Yeah.
That's identity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So talk to us. This is your time.
Hey.
We just want people to get to know you a little bit more and know what you do.
Well, people see me. They see that high energy. And, a lot of people are like, who is Barnes Business? What does he do? What's his philosophies? And, I think everybody understands I love Christ. So let's start there. That's my identity. And that's my boundaries. That's my plumb line. That's where I stand. If it looks confusing, I apologize. But it's also joyful. And so, like, when I think, like, I know there was a day when I feel like I knew my purpose. And that was a day that I put all childish things aside, I guess, and like depressions and thoughts of ideas that just were, not helpful.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that's how the strength of Barnes Business is, really working towards solution-based stuff. And so I want to talk into who Barnes Business is. I'm going to go I wore my Rooted shirt. I'm going to go to the Root when I was a kid. I lived in Wiesbaden, Germany. I was a military brat. H.H. Arnold High School over there. I loved it, man. I moved over there in 87. And I was a couple years, my brother was already there.
Okay.
And he was in Wiesbaden, Germany. He was there. When I got there in 87, he was a junior, going to be a junior. It was a summer, and I was going to be a freshman. I was freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And my brother bagged at the commissary, and that was the cool job to have back in the days. Because you made buku bucks if you knew how to bag correctly and move fast. But the problem was, I don't remember the age, maybe 15, maybe 16, but you had to be a certain age. Well, obviously I wasn't old enough. My brother, and secondly, there's this big long list to get on. So as soon as you get to your age, call it 15, then you can go on the list.
Okay. What's the list again?
Get the job at the commissary. It's a waiting list to get the job. And so I was too young, and there was a waiting list. And my brother worked at the commissary, so I would just go down there and hang out with my brother because that's what brothers do, And I noticed real quickly that they were always short. They were always lacking. And there was always a need.
Wow.
And and they kept on asking me to kind of, hey, can you fill in here? Can you fill in there? Whatever, you know what I mean? Sure, keep in mind, I'm too young for the job, they say.
Yeah.
And there's a big, long waiting list of, I don't know, a lot of kids that have been waiting for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And but yet because I'm in the room, they kept on putting me in the lane. They kept on putting me in the lane. Kept on putting me in the lane. Finally, I don't know how long this went on. Finally, I'm like, yo, if you want to put me in the lane, hire me. I was hired. Too young, and I skipped the line. And I tell you.
Because you were available.
Presence. I mean, I don't know. They had no other choice. I mean, they had bags that needed to be filled. They had customers that needed to be taken out the cars. Mm-hmm. I had the money to make. You know what I mean? I was, 14? Man, we made so much money. This is back in 87. I was making easily $100, $120, $150 on a weekend. Blew it all. Rock concerts.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have Christ like I do today, but so it's kind of, I want to show that. That's, so I value that presence. I believe in presence. And so since then, I've always understood that by being present, you could capitalize on the situation. Mm-hmm. And I've never been maybe the smartest guy in the room. They all had to, but they weren't there. So I don't know. They weren't there. So I was there. Barnes Business, the concept. And so I've taken that in my life. I was in the military for some time. I worked operations all over the world. I guess you say military. I worked for Lockheed Martin. I became an operations manager. Mm-hmm. Operations. Where I'm just making things get done. I guess really simple stuff. He was like, hey, we need to do things. Okay, what do you need to do? Okay, we can do that. Yeah. Commitments, scopes, easy stuff.
What was your title in that with Lockheed Martin?
With Lockheed Martin? Ryan Air Base. Well, man, it's a long time ago. I was there for almost 10 years, and we ran the communications contract on Ryan Air Base during all that happened. I was there from, I want to say 97, mm-hmm. after the military to 2005, and then BRAC closed Ryan Air Base down. So we closed the base down, and I had to make a choice. What am I going to do? Mm-hmm. Am I going to stay with Lockheed? Am I going to go travel maybe downrange to Iraq? What am I going to do? And I chose family, and I said, let's go back to America. And I wanted to meet Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that was my military background. I came back. I got involved with a company called Bell Consulting. Man, that was actually one of the funnest jobs I ever had. Yeah. It was the wild, wild west of garbage. I was a waste and environmental consultant, and I was the national operations manager. So I handled all contracts in-house, negotiations. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had obviously the vice president was over that, but he basically told me what to do. Wow. I had to take all the hard calls. Yeah, I love that. That was a fun job. I don't even want to begin that one. But so those are some backgrounds. It's like literally, I always had to do the dirty work. Fine. Mm-hmm. So I began to love the dirty work. And so obviously I'm there, they're not. Dirty work makes it it's easy. And so that's where Barnes Business is rooted. And Paul, you'll hear it, solutions. I'm not looking for clients that already have the solution. If you have the solutions, you don't really need me. Yeah, I mean, if you call me and tell me what to do, it's probably not the guy for you. Yeah. Everybody that knows me, I'm pretty, I guess, short. I'm working on that. Mm-hmm. This is a business sale. Call me when you're ready to learn some stuff and go somewhere. Let's do it, right? Yeah. Exactly. So talking into that, I want to go into like an example of what it would look like working with me. And I have many lanes, but I'm gonna stay in one lane because the season is now the legislative session. So I do lobbying. And what does that look like in Austin? Because that sounds like a dirty word. Everybody runs around, dirty word. Yeah. Lobbying is opening the door and saying, hey, I want something. And Christians alike can go do that. Yeah. Atheists could do that. Any human being can go say, I want something. Mm-hmm. That's what we're given the authority and the power to do. And so that's what I do. And I've been doing it for a long time. Right. And I understand the process. And so, for instance, if you had an issue here in Bexar County or San Antonio that you wanted to work on, and it was like maybe a confusion in the law, and you thought the law said this, but yet somebody's saying, no, it says this. And like, well, okay. Who do you talk to? Who made that law? Yeah. Well, that law was written in Austin. And somebody actually thought about it, wrote it down, and said it. And so talk to that person. Say, hey, I have this issue with this law. I mean, I'm giving you the easy version, but
we need the easy version.
Talk to the person
because we don't all understand what you know.
Right. And so if your county is saying, oh, it's against the law and we have no hands to do anything, well, fine, go change the law, and then they will have hands to do things. I don't know.
Simple as that.
It really is that simple because the lawyer, and I want to be kind to the lawmakers and the lawgivers and the law executors. There's a lot of things going on. and the squeaky wheel does get the grease. The lady that goes to bug the judge does get the help, and it's nothing personal. We're talking about coming out and showing up. It's nothing personal. Presence. Going back to what I said, I was present. I skipped the line and I broke the rules. Am I a bad guy? I mean, you could say so. A lot of people would probably be mad at me. I don't know what to tell them. You know,
get in line.
Get in line.
What you tell them.
Get in. I mean, well, show up. Show up. Be present. Stand in line. Be kind. You know, the fruits of the Spirit matter. And then usually I find out, hey, this is for you Christians. I find out if you exercise the fruits of the Spirit, it'll be evident. Not only will it be evident, the power and the root and authority, as I word, the root will be there. And so if we love Christ, do that.
Yeah.
It's an easy equation. So walking into the building, it's real easy. We just really got to know the door's open. Maybe what I do is sell courage. I'm your courage. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Because it's scary stuff. It's scary to get on the phone and call people. I've sold cars that people didn't want. And I had to get on the phone. I had to call them 100 million times.
They didn't know they didn't want it.
But we had to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I was part of that team. That was the game plan. If you didn't like me, tough cookies, I guess. I don't know. I had to do the job. I had to call you. I was not allowed not to. That's how sales is. You know, so it's just part of it. It's part of it. But, you know, I think we could do it better. There's a way to do sales. And, like, I want to call people who want what I'm selling. That's a great way to do it. But I'm not in car sales anymore. The car sales taught me how to be aggressive.
Yeah.
The fruits of the Spirit taught me how to be in His love. You know, so both together. I could be aggressive and in love.
Yeah, because we got to be assertive. We got to know what we want.
Yeah.
So we got to do it in love and not just this bulldozer coming in.
No, and I'm a bulldozer at times. But so because of that, and because I am, you know, working as and I believe my business focuses on His fruits. Because of that, I'm always trying to, you know, I don't want to cut anybody's ear off. but I'm working for my client. I tell you what, we're going to win. We're going to break things that are broken. We're going to fix things that are broken, break things that need to be broken. We're going to loosen and bind because there's laws that are wrong and there's laws that need to be right.
It's a good point, James. Yeah, really good.
It's just really all we're doing is exercising our authority in Christ, and it's so easy. It's nothing. To me, it doesn't even seem supernatural. It seems obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know. Walking into a room and talking to people. I say this with joy, though. Apologize. I get excited.
But you have eyes to see these things.
Yeah.
So
I understand.
But the average person may not see.
That's why I want to talk about it.
And then you have a voice that you go, you're in the space, so you're letting us know what's happening.
Yeah.
And whoever wants to join you joins you. Whoever doesn't.
Yeah.
But you're saying, hey, look, I'll help you if you want me. You want my help.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. And you know, and I don't mind difficult situations. I've had clients that do have financial situations because they're under assault from their businesses, and so I do business development as well. But honestly, it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
Problem solving. And I will tell you, a lot of my clients, one of the problems is the government. You know, and so therefore, if I'm problem solving, I don't even want to deal with the government. It's not necessarily the thing I don't even want to do that. But it's in the way.
Right.
Of the kingdom.
Yeah.
And it's like we have all authority to say, no, we don't have to have that. And my clients do have the authority to do the things that are there.
Right.
That easy. So that's really it. And so also there's other people out there doing this. It's like, so when you start to get into the loop, it might feel like as a businessman, oh man, I need to dominate this market. I need to take this market. There's so many pieces. Man, the soup is so deep. The soup is so broad. We've got carrots and broccoli and all that stuff in it. We need some meat and we need some particles of all kinds of stuff. And so what I tell people is there's so much soup, get in. I encourage other businesses to do this because there's enough. The harvest, they say, is plenty. If the harvest is plenty, then why are we trying to hoard it? And that's what I call, and what I do as a business. I encourage businesses to look what I do, see what I do, and do that. Yeah. Because it's not me. I'm not doing me. I used to do me, and I was very failed.
And I'll just interject with that because I feel the same way. It's like, okay, sometimes we fight over crumbs when there's a whole meal on the table that we could all share in. There's a feast, right, that we could all enjoy and enjoy each other's company too, the fellowship and stuff.
It's perfect.
And so then I don't like to hoard things. If I have a resource, I want to share it.
Can I give you some eyes to see then on this subject?
Go ahead.
It's right on the money. It's like, so I'll take folks up there and I love it. And I'm usually going up there and I'm moving. I have missions. When I go up there, I have several purposes. It was fun to take pictures. It's fun to rah shish kebab, but I do work.
Yeah.
And so when I go up with people, we've just got to have the right focus and understanding. Yes, it's good to go up there, but at the same time, we need to be moving and closing and opening, binding and closing. Going in the building is one thing. Praying is one thing, and that's definitely binds and loosens. But also binding and loosening with your mouth.
Right.
And in the right place and with the right people. Not just in other words, there's lanes in that building too. That's why you hired me. It's because there's lanes in that building. It's great running on down there and run all the different lanes and you get nowhere. Perfect example. You'll have groups come down there and they want to talk to these 20 people. They'll go from here to, I call it star salesman. If you know what a star salesman, they go all over the place like this. It's exhausting. You know what I mean? And so what we like to do in Barnes Business is understand who you're going to talk to, what you're going to do, and then we try to help lay that out. And it's almost too easy because there's room numbers, and you can see who's in one room lane, and you talk to those people first, and you go to the next one. Or if you have a lot of people, you can divide and conquer. I mean, in other words, my point is none of this is difficult, but I will tell you, I see most of the groups don't know this, so they just show up. And they do make progress, but why have one crumb when you can have the whole cake?
Right.
And so we got to be orderly.
And I just want to interject really quick too, because there's certain interviews that I do that you'll hear me talk a lot, and I love to talk.
Oh yeah.
But I like to advocate for a lot of different things, but I just feel like James, just take the mic and just
thank you.
Share your journey, share what you do. I mean, he's got a lot of information, a lot of resource that you can pull from. And so I coined this phrase, like, everybody needs a James Barnes in their lives, you know? So,
Christ Jesus.
But
his energy, his love.
So, connect with him, tune into what exactly he's saying, because he's here to help you and help us all. And he makes it easy.
That's my goal.
You know?
I got a closing story, kind of like, not a closing story, but a story to kind of sandwich it all together. Because basically, I know what's going on up there. There's companion bills. There's all these languages in Austin.
Texas. Yeah.
There's all these languages and like this bill and that bill and it's like completion and not completion, and why aren't they showing us the bill and this and that? I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, and it's like so deep and so confusing, but it's not. It's just there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And if you have never done it, it's like hit you in the face. And so, for instance, I will tell you, guaranteed, if we have a bill that we want to take, if we have a simple correction that we can make. And we have a legislator that says, oh, wow, I'll make that for you. And it's a perfect idea. Great. I don't think they'll be able to carry it anyway, because there's 7 billion things happening up there. And for them to take that from here to there, they're going to need you to take it from there to there for them. Let's help them out. That's what a lobbyist does. If you have a problem in your county, you have an issue with the law that's causing issues, and you want it done, you call your lawyer, this is a problem. I have a problem. And then you hang up and you say, he agrees with me. And then next year, nothing happened. And the next year, nothing happened. The next year, nothing happened. You know why? Because there's 6 billion people taking his time. And all you're doing is calling from a distance and watching TV. I'm not telling anybody specific. There's kind of a fictitious concept. But, like, you've got to do more than call him. He can't carry it. Like, we have to carry it for him. He's not alone.
Yeah.
She is not alone. If we need porn or whatever it is that we're struggling with off of our school, we're not sending them up there alone. We are the community.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They can't do it alone. They can't do it alone. They won't do it alone. They can't. It's impossible. So we're in the wrong position if we're like, why haven't you done it? It's obvious why I haven't done it to me, but I say that once because I'm there in the room and I see it. I'm in the room.
Right.
They're doing their best. I will tell you this. I get in trouble all the time for people that says, you haven't done enough. After working 6 months, bleeding from the beginning to end with no rest. And then they call me from home and says, it didn't get done and it's your fault. Come on, Kingdom of God, let's go. Yeah. It's not hard. It's not hard. So let me sandwich this. And it's kind of showing who Barnes Business. That's kind of my joy. All this is joy, but I love this stuff. You can tell, right? I love it. I eat it. So, but coming into this, that's the same person I was in high school, though. That's what I did in high school. That's what I did. That's who I was. I didn't have the identity in Christ, but Barnes Business was on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, kind of take a little further. I'm still a military brat. We moved to I moved to Fort Meade, Maryland. Now I'm in 10th grade. No, 11th grade. I'm bagging over there too. get on, somehow force my way onto that. And they're having, in 12th grade, they're having head bagger. Who's going to be the king bagger? It's an election. And I'm like, wow. I got this.
Wow.
So I get excited. I got this. And so I run.
Yeah.
And I'm 17, I want to say. 17. And I'm actually still friends with the head bagger that I ran against. She was an older lady. She's a family friend. I tried to take her out. Tried to take her out. James Barnes, right? You know what I mean? So I ran. Actually, I think, and the story's murky because it's old, but I think I won. Mm-hmm. And then the commissary stepped in and said, "So what? we're not having a kid do this." In Jesus' name. I mean, they're right. Wisdom was right. The wisdom was right. But I learned the story of powers and principalities. And so here we are, even though I know how to break rules, powers and principalities still have that authority over us. So no matter what I know and what I do, we still have to step into a space and take our licks and lose and grow and win and be in the right lane. I was not the right lane. As I was telling you right here, there's lots of people going to Austin. They're in the wrong lane. I was a bagger. I was selling lanes, right? I was bagging lanes, right? But I was in the wrong lane trying to run for head bagger as a 7-year-old boy. I would have failed. I would have made that place a mess. In Jesus' name. We all know that. Now I'm here. And I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to be in my lane, and I help people that want to get in lanes and fix things. And that's what Barnes Business does. Oh, man, too easy. So what do you got? You got any questions for Barnes Business?
I mean, just
you've seen me in action, right?
How are ways that people can, or what are the things that you lobby for? Just that you get involved in.
I focus mainly. I like to consider my clients. They have needs. So if somebody says, "Hey, I just want to go dominate things," it's probably not my client. You know what I mean? They kind of like when I come into a place. But there are clients that I have that are that I work with across the board. They have major issues with government, interpretations of law. Let's call it confusion. Don't blame anybody, but there are ways to fix this, and that's called a discussion with our legislators. I will tell you, I have 3 bills going on right now through 3 different offices, and they're all designed to protect different things. That laws that were interpreted in Austin. In fact, when we go to one place and they're like, "No, this law is wrong," then we walk to Austin and we walk to everybody involved in that law, and they, "No, that law's right."
Yeah.
Then we walk back down to the place we were at, and they say, "No, everybody up in Austin said the law's right." You know what they said it was? So that means we have to go back to Austin and change some laws.
Right.
So that's kind of the problem. It's like, laws are interpretable.
So what is the process on that? Like, wouldn't like
a
1,000 people showing up with you make a difference?
Maybe, and maybe not. Because sometimes, God is a whisper. Sometimes he's something different. But his whisper is very powerful too. So why go to, as you say, why take the sinner to jail, or not jail? To court, when we could do this in a way that's my clients, I'd prefer not to go to make it noisy. I mean, I'd prefer everybody to honor the law. And if there's a confusion in the law, I'd prefer to fix it, because if you take them to court, you haven't really fixed the law. You've just interpreted it a little different. And there's still contention on the table. But if you go back and you correct the law, and it's like, if every time you correct the law, the answer is still no, well, the Spirit of God's already told us what the answer is. It's not. You could go fix it 100 times. You're never going to get there. There's something else you got to change. Maybe the person in that position.
Right.
Possibly. I mean, once again, I'm not here to condemn anybody or judge anybody for what they're doing. What I'm trying to do is get a job done for my clients. And if there's a broken thing in their way and there's a confusion on what the law says, then fine.
Yeah, but we got to hold them accountable.
Well, that's what it is.
They're representing us.
And that's why Barnes Business is good, because I'm great at like holding accountable.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean I win. I mean, well, you win when you hold accountable. Bottom line, if you stay in truth, you win. You never win. And I don't know how, I got one more story.
We got about 3-4 minutes, yeah.
And this is kind of for everybody to understand how the game is played. Honestly, this is a great story that I saw play. I see play it all the time at the legislature. It's not even at this, all over. Stay within the rules and the regulations of the system, of what's before us. That is the law. We stay there. We cannot fail. We could change it. We could work through it. We could change the periods. We could move all that. But what happens is, say we get up in there, it's a committee meeting, and there's our rules to that committee meeting, and we're up there, and if the chair, I don't want to get parts, the chair allows looseness in the rules, he could also bind that rules right back in a second because the rules have authority over a thing. So what happens is this is a game. People play this game. They let the chair can loosen the rules so everybody's all wild and crazy. And once you got enough frustration in the room, lock the rules down.
Wow.
And you know who falls for it? We do.
Wow.
We do. And so don't do that.
Yeah.
These are little things.
Yeah.
Like if you dot your T's and cross your I's, it says 4 minutes and 4 minutes. Then if it's 4 minutes, then they can't take it at 2 minutes because it's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But if you take 5 minutes, you just took a minute. You know what I mean? You stay within the rules.
Yeah.
You love never fails. Love cannot fail. Love cannot fail. Love cannot fail. So stay within the rules. Then they have to kick you in the shin to get you out of the rules. Then everybody sees it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not dotting your I's and not crossing your T's, they could grab you by the ankles. It's the law. The law applies.
Yeah.
Change it.
Okay.
That's Barnes business. We know how to do this. And so that's kind of the concept. And any other questions you have. And if you want to find me, I say find me.
Yeah.
You can Google Barnes business. And we're putting on our client. Right now I'm in Austin, so this is a perfect time to reach out to me.
Yeah.
Because I could tie things quickly. I could bind things quickly up there. It's not complicated.
Session has just begun.
It's just begun.
So there's plenty of time to get things done.
This is the time to talk to them. If you have something you need to bind and loosen, this is the time to do it. Right now.
Yeah.
Not after session. And also not later halfway through session. Here's why. Because they already started. And they ain't stopping. They ain't stopping midway. This is the time to do it.
You're falling behind once you get midsection.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great hopes, but I mean, you've already come in mid race. So how are you going to win? Races now.
Exactly.
So Barnes business. These are philosophies I know. I guess. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah. No, definitely. So I mean, we're getting close to our time, but I just definitely want to encourage you to look up Barnes business. James is, he's a great person to work with. He's always full of joy, full of energy. He's known for that. So he makes things easy for you to understand. There's a language involved in here with local and state government, even national government. But he's working here in Texas, and he can guide you in the process of you're a business, and you're being bullied by any type of law.
Right.
Then call him, talk to him. If you, I know for like the horse carriage business, they were terminating their services in the city, and so he advocated for that. And then eventually it went up for a vote, and it's kind of like a win-win situation there. We don't have time to cover it, but you can contact him, and he can show you the process, and again make it easy for you. It'll be a formal contract. Yeah. Y'all work together. And it's that easy.
It's easy.
All right. And that's what he says, too. He coins that phrase. It's that easy. He got me saying it now.
All right. It's that easy.
But it's not complicated.
No. And we're here to glorify God. It's not easy.
That's it.
It's not. I mean, it's easy, and we're here to glorify God. Two easy things.
That's it. So, guys, that's all of our time today. Until next time, we'll see you here, there, or in the air. And make sure you carry on. Hey, guys. Welcome to Impact Radio. I'm your host, Mark Lugo.